Hello, I'm Chef Rick, and today from my kitchen to yours, we're doing a pomegranate and hazelnut roasted Brussels sprouts. A nice little holiday dish, and this is part of the Temple Parks and Recreation programs that we're bringing to you during this time of COVID. So a real simple recipe today. You can do it for the holidays. If you want to modify it a little bit, you can modify it a little bit. But what we have are our Brussels sprouts, and we've cut those in half. And then we have we're going to need some orange, our roasted and chopped filberts, some salt, some pomegranate, some pepper. The other thing we have is some ghee. And ghee, the way I do that is I make my own, and what it is double boiled butter. And you can look a recipe up for that, but it's real simple. I keep it in the refrigerator. It has a higher smoke temp. Use it a lot in Indian cooking. So we're going to get going because this is, like I said, really simple, but it's tasty and smells good. We've got our oven turned up to 400 degrees. We've got a baking tray that we're going to need to put the sprouts on. We've cut our sprouts in half, and we're going to pour our ghee over, because we're going to roast these till they get a little brown. And we're getting those stirred up with the ghee. And we're going to take a little kosher salt. Sprinkle that over those. Give them a little toss, a little bit fresh ground black pepper. And again, I always like the fresh. You get the flavor, the stuff that you get ground that's on the store shelf. You don't know how long that's been there for. So we've got a baking tray, and we're going to put these sprouts on the baking tray and spread them out so we're pretty much a single layer. And you could do this part a day ahead if you wanted to. So if you want to use these for a holiday dinner or something like that, it's real easy. This is really simple and quick. So we got our sprouts. There we go. And we're going to put them in our preheated 400 degree oven. And they're going to go in there for 20 to 25 minutes. And we'll be right back as soon as those come out of the oven. We're back, and we've just taken them out of the oven, and they've got a little brown and they're nice and tender. What we're going to do now is put them in a bowl so we can mix them. So you can see a little better. They've got a little bit of brown on them. If you have really small ones, you don't necessarily have to cut them in half. But if you do have the bigger ones, you definitely want to cut them in half. And you might even want to think if they're really large, you could quarter them and potentially even parboil them, which parboiling is just put them in some boiling salted water. Bring the water up to a boil, dump them in, and let them cook in there for 2 to 3 minutes, and then drain them and cool them right away. Okay, so we've got our Brussels sprouts here, nice and piping hot. Now we need some orange zest, and this is a microplane. They've been around for quite a while, and I've got a piece of parchment. I like this parchment paper to use to line baking sheets. And you just want to, the technique I do with this is I scrape, go down, give it a little turn, down a little turn, down a little turn. What you want is the very orange part. You don't want any of the white. And you can kind of see where I've taken that off. I think it's about time that I got a new microplane. They do get dull. There you go. There's what that looks like. So we're going to take that, Put it in with our Brussels sprouts. Sometimes you have to give it a little help. Just take the back of a knife. And I don't think you can see this, but the paper is nice and shiny, and what that is the oil, and that's what you want. So you get into the white part of the fruit, then it gets bitter. And then we've got some chopped up hazelnuts, or they're called filberts, that we roasted. And when you're roasting those, I like to do them in the oven. It's easier than trying to do it in a pan, because if you're doing it in the pan, you've got to stand there the whole time and toss them. And then they'll have the shells on, the husks on them. So after you roast them, bring them out, let them cool a little bit, take your hands and just sort of rub them, and you can take most of the husks off. And then we've got some pomegranate seeds that we're going to add. Nice holiday thing, and we're going to add just a little bit more salt. And so we've got the ghee on there, a little more pepper. And you can see what this looks like. So we got that. And then we're just going to toss this. You can see they're steaming, nice and hot. And you see those pretty pomegranate seeds and the hazelnuts, or also filberts. The other thing, if you're not familiar with hazelnuts, one of the products that's pretty popular out there is something called Nutella. And that is roasted ground hazelnuts mixed with chocolate. So we're going to put those in a serving dish. But it makes a nice addition to your holiday table if you'd like to. There you go. It's something different. Some people don't like Brussels sprouts, but I'm always give it a try. Yeah, that's okay. We're going to put a little more garnish on the top. Just a little nest of pomegranate seeds on the top. And then so people know that there's something else in there besides, they can see the nuts, they can see the pomegranates. We're just going to put a few little orange slices around, then they'll know that there's some orange in it also. You got some pretty green, the red, the brown, and then just a little bit of orange to garnish the plate. And there you go. Pomegranate and hazelnut roasted Brussels sprouts. Thank you for joining us.